The Japanese didn't think that it could happen here.
Generally, the media paints a picture of a disaster zone.
It's been 6 years now. When I told my friends where I was going, a lot of them said to me, be careful.
And I'm literally heading off to Fukushima.
So what happened here was the second worst nuclear accident in history. They were really confident in their ability to manage these technologies, so they were really caught by surprise.
I just kind of want to go and experience and see how things have changed.
Whether it's the food or the technology or the robotics, I love the seriousness with which they approach everything they do.
Some of the coastline, through the forestry on the drive, and then up into the mountains, all in just a few hours, really.
I wanted to come to see for myself what happens to a community when they deal with the huge damage from the tsunami and all of the anxiety around the nuclear accident. And just start to see the side of Fukushima that nobody really is very aware of.
It's so calm in the sound, right? Really relaxing. But of course, this is also where the menace came from.
Yeah?
So you remember in 2011, what happened is that there was a big earthquake in the ocean and it created a huge tidal wave. A lot of people lost their lives right away, 15,000 people, and then that triggered the accident at Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant.
When we looked out into the view, we saw where the disaster happened 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy to think, like, how calm it is now.
But you can see this lowland areas here, it just rolled right over them.
I realized this was ground zero.
So when researching for Fukushima, it's very hard to get an overall picture of what actually is going on and what has happened.
I'm really curious what you guys think. I mean, you guys agreed to come to this place that has a really scary name for a lot of people. What are you looking forward to seeing or learning while you're here?
I do have this image that Fukushima is a bit dangerous to visit, it's not safe. But there are, many locals living here, so I think I'm ready to explore it.
Let's all keep open minds to what we find out. Let's talk to a lot of different people and let's figure out what's going on.
For a minute there, I think we kind of forgot that we were in the second worst nuclear disaster in the world. Like, are you guys ready to go and actually visit the famous Fukushima Daiichi, the plant itself?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think we've all got mixed impressions of what to expect.
All I've seen is very explosive stuff I've seen on TV.
Again, you research in the media and you just see people wearing all sorts of protective gear and other things.
What's up, guys? Hi, sweet or sour? Just sweet.
Half of it you think, okay, that looks kind of scary, that looks quite dangerous, and then the other side you think, well, of course they're going to be protected. This is a big operation.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is that when I was here 3 years ago, we all had to wear that full, the full outfit, keep changing the booties and the gloves, and now we don't have to do that, and we can obviously go without our masks. Yeah. There's still some parts, obviously, that have high levels of radiation. There it is.
It wasn't actually what I expected. I thought it would be more damage, but it was very peaceful.
So what happened here was the second worst nuclear accident in history. There was a buildup of hydrogen gas, which created these small explosions on site, and so you had releases of radioactive materials. A lot of it went over the ocean, which is great, it's fine because it dilutes, but then there were some parts of Fukushima that were hit. You can see a plume of radioactive particulate matter that went to the northwest.
If I'm honest, my understanding is fairly limited.
So the radioactive cesium fell onto the ground and with precipitation from the air. Main decontamination method is the removal of top contaminated soil layer and be transported to the temporary storage site.
And how many people would be involved in the process?
In the most active period, around 30,000 workers were on the decontamination project sites per day.
I mean, the truth is that when you read the scientific literature, nobody really thought that you needed to go to all this effort for decontamination. Really, you can just dilute it because the dose makes the poison. Things in low levels are just not harmful. They went to a pretty big effort over the last several years to clear out the soil that had high levels of radiant particles in them.
All the removed soils will be transported to this site.
And all the bags you see on the right, those are lower radioactivity, so they're all below 8,000 becquerels. They pack the bags with the decontaminated soil. They always have to measure the air dose rate and then write it on the bag. So by them actually seeing all this really positive work and devices that have been put in place, ask questions for themselves and really understand the situation, I think it's going to really be very convincing for them that there's actually a light at the end of the tunnel. I think Fukushima is really becoming a frontier for solving a lot of the issues that modern society faces. It's all about what's been learned and how can we apply that to other issues around the world too.
And so involving the kids in it at an early age gets them to see that, I think beyond the importance of robots or that particular technology, it's that one terrible tragedy 6 years ago does not define this place. And I think having that attitude towards the world is maybe one of the most important things we can pass on to our kids.
Everyone was concerned about the radioactivity and about whether things were still functioning and living.
It's from near nuclear plant, Hironomachi.
Right. So would you expect higher levels of radiation from this?
No. Now it's very safe. Maybe this one is below detective.
In Fukushima, many people know that every rice bag out of 10 million harvested each year, every one of them since 2012 has been screened. The first year, out of 10 million, 71 exceeded the limit. The second year of the test, 28.
Oh, dropped down a lot.
Dropped down. The third year, 2014, it went down to 2. And 2015 and 16, 0, 0. That means a fully safe enough.
This is a place that really wants to be thought of as a place that's coming back from a challenging situation stronger and making the place more beautiful. More special than it was before. And I see these kind of interactions with the kids and the desire to pass on really valuable knowledge.
Guys, what's so amazing is just how much the Japanese are willing to do to take care of each other. I mean, that's what I really leave with. I mean, clearly, they went way above and beyond what they needed to do in terms of cleaning up this place. But you have to admire the spirit behind it.
Yeah, it's a very considerate community. They care so much for everyone else before themselves.
What I also found is it's safe. We were so close to the plants.
But now it feels like really a fresh start for this place.
I think they're ready to move on.
Yeah. And we got a chance to see local communities, local farming communities, and really see all the work that the Japanese government had done to clean the place up. And in Japan, in Fukushima, they wanted to reduce the radiation levels to the very low levels that they had before the accident, doing a lot of soil remediation that they didn't need to do. I think the broader intention behind the show was a good one, which was just to allay really widespread fears that exist all throughout Asia of Japan. And so I thought what was interesting was a chance to talk to the local residents who themselves still had pretty exaggerated views of what the accident had been, but also were really wanting to get on with their lives. Here's a trailer for the upcoming Discovery Channel television show, Fukushima Diaries.